Hail, fellow Dragonborn! This is Caedo Genesis. This time we venture onward to discover all of the Daedric Artifacts in the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. There are 18 of these scattered throughout the land, 15 of which you get to keep when all is said and done. The order will be by level requirement until the last artifact, which plays a large role in one of the main quests. A couple of the Daedric princes give you a choice between two items. For this guide I am not giving a full walkthrough on the quests, however I will be showing you each artifact, what they do, where to start the quest, and the requirements to do so. With all of this in mind, let us begin. The first artifact we look at is Azura's Star, along with the tampered variant, the Black Star. Azura's Star is essentially a grand soul gem that allows an infinite amount of souls to pass through it. The same can be said for the Black Star. This exact effect applies, but instead as if it were a black soul gem, only taking in the souls of men, mer, and beast folk. You can begin this quest as soon as you find Azura's Shrine. It is in the mountains south of Winterhold, and large enough that you can probably see it from town. The quest is started through Arania Leneth, and the version of the star you are rewarded with is determined by who you bring it back to. The Black Star if you take it to the Winterhold Inn, and Azura's Star if you take it to the Shrine. A great artifact for keeping those magical weapons charged. The next quest we go for is for the Daedric Prince Hircine. Towards the end of the quest, you are given a choice. One of these choices gives you the Savior's Hide, some legendary light armor that has a base rating of 26, increases poison resistance by 50% and magic resistance by 15. The second choice will give you Hircine's Ring, catered to those who enjoy beast form. With it, the wearer of this ring will be allowed as many werewolf transformations as they want per day. To begin this quest, you must travel to Falkreath, go to the jail in the guard barracks, and speak to the prisoner by the name of Sinding. After accepting the cursed ring from him, the Great Hunt will begin. The third artifact in this collection is the Ring of Namira, the Lady of Decay. It boosts the wearer's stamina by 50 points, and allows them to feed upon corpses, granting 50 health and 50% health regeneration for 5 minutes. This quest, the Taste of Death, begins in Markarth Keep. If you find Brother Verilus and ask him about the Hall of the Dead, find out why it's closed off, and convince him that you would like to help. You may then enter the Hall of the Dead, which is next to the Dwemer excavation site. While getting this ring requires and gives rather taboo things, it will provide a top-tier insult for your foes. Fourth to collect is the Mace of Molag Bal. This powerful Daedric mace has a magical enchantment that deals 25 damage to stamina and magicka, along with the soul trap effect. This quest for Molag Bal is also in Markarth, called the House of Horrors. To begin this quest for the Lord of Domination, find Vigilant Tyrannus on the main stretch in Markarth, and he will ask you about the abandoned house he is standing in front of. Offer him assistance and you will be on your way to a brand new mace. The most chaotic of these Daedric artifacts would have to be the Wabbajack, which defines the Daedric Prince of Madness quite well. The bolts fired from this staff have many unpredictable effects, from transformations into lesser creatures, to dealing elemental damage, to healing, turning them into a Dremora, to just outright killing them, among other things. The staff itself is received from the Daedric Prince Sheogorath. In Solitude, you can begin the quest The Mind of Madness. Between Solitude Keep and Blue Palace, there is a madman by the name of Dervanin wandering about. To begin this quest, you need only speak to him, offer him assistance, and he will hand you a hip bone, which you must take to the Pelagius Wing in the Blue Palace. This is not the best staff for killing by any means, but it will provide its wielder with entertainment to be sure. Next on the list is the Skull of Corruption, a staff of the Daedric Prince Vermina. This staff has a couple of effects, and does 20 damage normally and a small area of effect at the point of impact, but can be boosted up to 50 damage if powered by the dreams of others. When used on sleeping individuals, it is not considered an aggressive action. Each time this is performed, it gives 5 charges with its damage boost. The staff itself is gained from a quest called Waking Nightmare, which begins in the Dawnstar Inn. Find a priest of Mara named Irander inside, and he will speak of the nightmares plaguing the town, and of a solution. You can follow him up to Nightcaller Temple and obtain the Skull of Corruption with his quote-unquote help, a surefire way to spread bad dreams. For the Dragonborn that likes to wield a weapon with 2 hands, Volendrung is a prime choice. This hammer has a base damage of 25 and absorbs 50 points of stamina per strike, which promotes continuous power attacks. Volendrung is rewarded after completing the Cursed Tribe in the Orc stronghold of Lorgashbur, in the southwestern part of the Rift. It is the first quest on this list that has any sort of requirements, as you must be level 9 to start it, and have Troll Fat and a Daedra Heart to commune with Malakath. Something also worthy of note of this warhammer is its unrivaled swing speed, which is as fast as a greatsword. It may just be a berserker's best friend. Up next is another yet smaller weapon, Mehrunes Razor. Knowing where it comes from, its size shouldn't fool you. Having the same base damage as a Daedric dagger, the one-of-a-kind enchantment of the Razor is a 1.98% chance on strike to instantly kill your opponent. On top of that, it will never need to be charged. This powerful dagger can be gained through the quest Pieces of the Past, which can be started in Dawnstar once you reach level 10. You will also receive a note via courier to visit the Museum of the Mythic Dawn in Dawnstar. But the actual starter of the quest is Silas, the owner of said museum. Since the quest involves Mehrunes Dagon, upon retrieving all of the pieces of the dagger for Silas, a choice must be made. Granted, Mehrunes Razor is a really nice dagger, but of course the choice falls to you. Continuing on, the next two artifacts are the Masque of Clavicus Vial and the Rueful Axe. The Masque of Clavicus Vial is a piece of heavy armor that gives you 20% better prices, increases your speech skill by 10 points, and magicka regeneration by 5% when worn. Summing up the quest with a more violent act, Clavicus Vial will let you keep the Rueful Axe. It has a base damage of 22 and has 20 points of stamina damage on a strike. A huge disadvantage of this battle axe over many others is that it does not count for the Oblivion Walker achievement, and it also has the slowest swing speed in the game. Disappointing since it looks awesome. You can be on your way to finding these treasures once you get to level 10 and traveling to Falkreath. As soon as you arrive, one of the guards will ask you if you had seen a dog. Take the steps to find said dog and it will turn out to be Barbas, Clavicus Vial's shape-shifting companion, and beginning the quest, a Daedra's best friend. I recommend taking advantage of the fact that Barbas can join you as an invincible canine companion as long as the quest is active. We now move on to the Dawnbreaker, a gift from the Daedric Prince Meridia. This one-handed sword comes with a base damage of 12 and is the bane of anything undead. On strike, it will burn your target for 10 to 15 points of damage. If your target happens to be undead and you kill them, there's a chance that they will explode, and the resulting area of effect will either turn or destroy nearby undead. The sword is rewarded to you through a quest called the Break of Dawn, which can be started a couple of different ways. Around level 12, when you loot a chest, you may find Meridia's beacon. But you can also start the quest just by going to her shrine that is west of Solitude. Assist the Lady of Infinite Energies by sending the beacon's light through the temple, and you shall receive your appropriate reward. After seeing 3 powerful one-handed weapons, a shield of equal usefulness might be called for. The Spellbreaker will fit the bill and then some. This odd-looking heavy shield has a base armor of 38. When raised to a blocking position, it will create a ward that will protect you from spells for up to 50 points of damage. And as an extra bonus, couple the Elemental Protection and Ward Absorb perks, and you will block most spells, shouts, and Dragon Breath with ease. In order to possess the Spellbreaker, you must begin the quest The Only Cure, which begins at the Shrine to Periite after speaking to Kesh and giving him a silver ingot, a deathbell flower, vampire dust, and a flawless ruby, which are used for incense and communing with Periite, after which you are sent to take care of some of Periite's followers who have strayed from their pestilent path. The third and final staff in this guide is the Sanguine Rose. Using this beautiful and deadly staff will summon a leveled Dremora to fight alongside you for 60 seconds. The Dremora it conjures maxing out at level 46. To begin the quest for this staff, you must reach level 15 and visit just about any tavern, and agree to a drinking contest with Sam Gweveen, and A Night to Remember begins. Most parts in this quest can be bypassed with a decent speech skill or good coin, but if you haven't experienced piecing together the things you did the night before, in Skyrim that is, the things you find out are quite entertaining. Either way, you get a useful staff out of the deal. The next Daedric gift is not a piece of equipment, but instead a book bound together in the flesh of the elven races. It is called the Oghma Infinium, given to you by Hermaeus Mora. This book of forbidden knowledge will give you a permanent 5-point bonus to all of the skills in the Mage, Thief, or Warrior category. Now that it has been fixed through patches, this effect can only be used once. The quest Discerning the Transmundane can be started in Septimus Cygnus' outpost, in the icy waters northeast of Winterhold. You must complete the main quest, Elder Knowledge, and be level 15 to obtain this book. Another two-handed weapon with the Daedric Lord's blessing, or curse depending on how you look at it, is the Ebony Blade. This light two-handed sword has a base damage of 11, and its unique effect is Health Absorb, which can be increased by how many times you betray with it. Initially it starts out with 10 Health Absorb, but after killing 10 friendlies with it, it will max out at 30 Health Absorbed per strike. And like Mehrunes Razor, it does not require charges. The quest for the Ebony Blade is called the Whispering Door, and once you reach level 20, you can speak to Hulda in the Bannered Mare in Whiterun and learn of a rumor involving the Jarl's children. Follow said rumor and speak to Jarl Balgruuf, and this will start you on the quest The Whispering Door. If you've invested in two-handed weaponry, a maxed out Ebony Blade will make you far harder to kill. Last of the Daedric gear that you actually get to keep is the Ebony Mail. This heavy armor cuirass has a base armor rating of 45. It comes with a passive muffle effect and creates a poisonous black shroud for when enemies get too close or when you are crouched, dealing 5 damage per second. The Ebony Mail can be possessed through the quest Boethia's Calling, but has a steep requirement of being level 30 and bringing a follower you don't intend to see alive ever again. But of course, once you meet these requirements, the quest can be started at the Sacellum of Boethia. From the Windhelm stables, it is directly east and up the mountains. Regardless of the high price to pay, you will end up with this powerful set of ebony armor, and if you had collected everything up to this point, should have the achievement as well. And now for the final Daedric artifact, the one that you don't get to keep only if you decide to finish the quest, is the Skeleton Key. It is the artifact of Nocturnal. the matron of all thieves. What better way to gain this invaluable thieves tool than through the Thieves Guild questline? Towards the end during the quest Blindsided, you will end up with the skeleton key, which is usable by the Dragonborn as a unbreakable lockpick. Do you keep the skeleton key and halt the questline, or do you seek closure with the Thieves Guild? So that, my fellow Dragonborn, is all of the Daedric artifacts in the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, and the first true revisit to the very first guide I put together. I wouldn't say go watch it because I can't even watch it. So what was your favorite Daedric artifact? Leave a comment, I'd love to hear about it. If you enjoyed this guide and found it useful, there are others in this series, so I'd recommend giving those a look as well. And there are certainly more guides like this to come. Otherwise, you know what to do. Thank you so much for watching. This is Caedo Genesis, and your next adventure awaits.